Have you ever felt like the moment you truly commit to something, obstacles start to appear out of nowhere? Maybe you make a decision to take your health seriously, and suddenly, unexpected responsibilities and unexpected illness pile up. Then it makes it even harder for you to stay consistent. Or you finally go all in for your project that you were delaying from a very long time. And just when you were about to see the results, everything seems to fall and looks so stagnant. It feels so personal, like something is working against us, something does not want us to succeed. That is not the case at all. You do not have any enemy. There is no one which is working against you. The resistance is actually a reflection of the importance you have placed on the outcome itself. Today, we are going to explore and understand how to navigate life's unfolding events with clarity and precision. We will explore why coordination is crucial, what it truly means, and how it plays a defining role in achieving the success, in achieving the goals that we want. Then we will further break down the concept of excessive potential, why obstacles seem to rise the moment you commit to something, the moment you put importance onto something, and how this importance magnifies the resistance instead of progress. And by the end of this video, we will go through some practical ways as to how we can dissolve these blockages and move forward with unnecessary struggle. It is going to be a very long video, so make sure you are watching it with your full attention if you really want something meaningful out of it, right? Now, I need you to understand this. Every time you set a goal for yourself, you set an intention to do something, there come three phases for it, right? The number one stage is choosing and committing. This is the stage, this is the moment you take a decision, you take a conscious decision. There is this excitement, there is this surge of motivation as well. But for many, as soon as they consciously commit, unexpected challenges arise, right? The number two phase, which is the grace period. Reality takes time to reorganize itself. This phase often feels like a setback because things don't instantly change. It's like planting a seed, there is an incubation period before it sprouts. But during this time, doubt may creep in your mind, right? And number three phase is called the fulfillment phase. In this phase, if you persist long enough without resistance, your desired reality materializes. But if you panic, you second guess yourself, or you react emotionally to delays, you disrupt the process and you will have to restart the cycle all over again. I mean, I have experienced this firsthand. When I was working on my business initially and started making progress, then suddenly, when I realized that, I felt like everything got stalled. My engagement was stuck for months. I, it was really frustrating because I was pouring my energy into something that was not giving me back anything. But when I stopped fixating on the immediate results and trusted the process and trusted that it will come to me at the right time, the following month I saw growth which I had not expected. And this happens in all the areas of life, whether it is relationships, whether it is your finances or your personal goals. The moment you make something too important, you put it on a pedestal, what you're doing is that you're unconsciously creating resistance. The ability to maintain focus regardless of external events is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. For most people, their life moves in cycles. Enthusiastic when things go well, but doubtful when faced with resistance. Without coordination, every setback feels like a sign to quit. But when you understand how energy works, you realize that resistance is not a sign to stop, it's a test of alignment. Think of an archer, right? If they grip the bowstring too tightly, the arrow won't shoot smoothly. If they're too tense, they lose precision. The key is steady focus without excessive force. The same applies in life. When you fixate on an outcome with fear or with desperation, you disrupt the natural flow. And nature likes balance. Now, let's say you have a job interview. You've prepared days for it. You convince yourself that this is the opportunity and build up so much pressure. And by the time you sit down for the interview in real time, your mind is clouded with anxiety, with fear, with doubt. You overthink, you stumble, and walk out like you ruined it. You totally crushed it. Now, contrast that with the time when you applied for something casually, did not even pay much attention to it, you weren't even like too bothered about it. Maybe you did not even expect to get it. You were so relaxed, spoke freely, and somehow you nailed it. But why? Because you were not weighed down by its importance. You were in flow. And same happens in relationships. If you place somebody on a pedestal above you, above everything that you have in your life, then that creates an imbalance. Neediness repels. When you are secure within yourself, people naturally gravitate towards you. That is what it means to attract, not chase. It's about energetic balance. When you make something too important, you subconsciously signal lack. And lack creates more lack, it creates resistance. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells to Arjun that he who is free from attachment, from fear, anger, who is absorbed in me and takes refuge in me, is purified by vision, by wisdom. Now, me is your highest self. And this is not just about devotion, it's a principle of energy. Attachment creates distortion, fear, desperation, and making something too significant generates excessive energy, which the universe corrects to maintain balance. Esoteric tradition call this the principle of equilibrium. The moment you elevate something to an extreme level of importance, an opposing force arises to neutralize it. This is why excessive attachment leads to loss, while detachment leads to attraction. In the Bible, there was a story wherein Abraham was asked to sacrifice his son Isaac. On the surface, it seemed really harsh, but esoterically, it's a test of surrender. Abraham had to prove that he was willing to release his strongest attachment, and the moment he did the sacrifice, it was no longer even required. This mirrors our life. These stories are meant to be taken esoterically, not literally, right? So this mirrors our lives. The moment we release control, things flow effortlessly. The moment you stop worrying about money, unexpected opportunities appear. The moment you stop craving validation, people respect you more. When you detach from a specific relationship, in that exact time, the right person enters in your life effortlessly without forcing anything. The universe does not respond to desperation but to alignment. Every time you feel blocked, ask yourself, just ask yourself, where is this resistance coming from? Do not look at your outer world, but look within. For example, someone might say, I cannot start my business because I do not have money. But what if they stopped making money the main factor? What if you just focus on refining your skills, your creativity, your ability to offer value? The moment money is no longer an obstacle in one's mind, solution will start to appear. An unexpected client, maybe a job opportunity, an investor. In Quran, this is beautifully captured by this principle which says, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Hardship only exists when we fight against the natural flow. There will be no hardship if you just stop resisting and you just accept things for what they are. Now, before we jump into solutions, I want you to reflect where in your life you are holding too tightly. What's that one thing you've been chasing and you need to release? Write it in the comments so that you can come back to this video and later on can see for how things have shifted once you let go, and use this comment section as a place where you can reflect upon. Correct? So now the real question is, how do we stop making something too important? Number one, focus on the process, not the outcome. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjun that you have the right to perform your duty, but never to its fruit. Do not be motivated by the result of actions, nor be attached to inaction. This simply means that when we focus solely on the outcomes, whether it's success, validation, external rewards, you create resistance and fear. But when you immerse yourself in the work itself, detached from the results, you move effortlessly. Imagine an athlete now, right? Who loves training versus one who obsesses over winning. The one who enjoys the process will for sure always outperform the one who is burdened by expectations. Number two, meditation. Now, what meditation does is that it teaches you how to detach from the noise of your mind and observe things for what they are without any further explanation. It makes you observe things as an observer. When you meditate, you become aware of the space between your thoughts, allowing you to witness desire, fears, and anxieties without being controlled by them. This stillness rewires your brain to operate from a place of clarity rather than desperation. When you no longer cling on to any outcome, you naturally align with your vision, with your desired reality. Number three, increase consciousness. Now, for most people, they react unconsciously to life, making decisions out of fear, out of habit, social conditioning. But when you expand your awareness, you begin to see patterns, choices, and opportunities that were not visible before. You activate your RAS in your brain to notice things which only benefit you, which benefit you to enter your desired reality, to experience your desired reality. The higher your consciousness, the more effortless manifestation becomes. Because you are no longer operating from scarcity or lack, you are simply choosing from an infinite field of possibilities. You are simply choosing from an infinite field of possibilities. And number four, become okay with failing. Failure is only failure if you resist it, right? The Kabbalion explains this through the law of rhythm, which states that everything in this universe moves in cycles, like a pendulum, swinging from left to right, from right to left, from front to back, from back to front. Now, success and setbacks are not separate. They are part of the same rhythm, polar opposites of the same scale. The key is not to identify with the low phases. And how do you do that is that your brain does not know the difference between what is imagination and what is reality. Now, when you've already mentally experienced setbacks and remained unfazed, it did not affect you emotionally. You do not react with fear when they happen in the physical world. This allows you to hold your frequency steady, stay aligned with your vision, rather than being pulled into doubt and start doubting all the progress that you've made. Instead of being affected by the downward swing, you remain centered because you know the swing is going to move to the other side as well. You remain centered, and in doing so, you break free from the cycle. Letting go is not about giving up. Again, it's about moving in rhythm. It's moving in rhythm of life instead of resisting it. The moment you stop making something an obsession, it starts to move towards you effortlessly. The paradox is the less importance you place on something, the more easily it comes to you. Because when you let go of your resistance, life starts to work in your favor. And remember, whatever you want, stop chasing it, align with it. Rather, resonate with its energy, resonate with its frequency. Become something that would naturally be in alignment of the thing, of the person, or whatever it is that you want. And with that, I will see you in the next video.